Oh, wow. Howdy do, buckaroos. How the heck are you? This is the day before, it's a Sunday, the day before Labor Day, as I do this video. For those of you that have been following for years, you know that this is what I do every Labor Day weekend. I'm outside, I'm grilling, I'm having some beers, I'm doing some videos. So right now on my grill, if anybody happens to care, at the moment I have some butternut squash that I just got half buttered, salted a little bit. As they, you know, I'll finish them up later. Right now I'm just getting them done. And then I have some corn on there as well that I picked up yesterday. So I'm having a beer here in a growler. Let me show you that color again. That's a very interesting color, is it not? Kind of reminds me of the Delirium Red that I had not long ago, color-wise, not flavor-wise. Anyways, it is, I wanted to get a growler at Show-Me Brewing. Show-Me Brewing started as a home brew shop, and they still are a home brew shop, but they also have a microbrewery license, so they're now selling their own beers. And this happens to be a Grizzette, a Hibiscus Grizette to be more precise. See if I can remember what he told me. I think he said he uses hibiscus about the last 5 minutes of the boil. It uses pilsner malt and wheat malt. It's 5.2%. It uses a Saison yeast. Slightly tart is how it was described to me. Yeah, for this, so I wanted to mention a couple folks. John Brew Guru, Red Rooster, Mark Pyle from Erie Better Beer Bureau. I want to talk about these guys because it's been no secret that it's taken me a while to, there's a lot of beer styles I've loved that I've loved instantly. But for whatever reason, I've had difficulties understanding sours. So, I mean, I've gotten to where over the last few years, I start to enjoy, you know, the big barrel-aged sours, the Flemish sours. I kind of get those now, but it's taken me a little bit to get used to, say, the Berliner Weiss or the Goza. Those are styles that just didn't come natural for me to enjoy. But starting last year, I guess, I really started trying to order them whenever I was out. So if I wasn't going to like it, I needed to understand the style. So anyway, I mentioned those three friends because those three friends have kind of educated me on the style and have sent me beers that they know are a little bit out of my wheelhouse just to see if, you know, how I would approach them. So, and that's why I bought this. I actually went in there. He has a vanilla cream, not soda, vanilla cream ale that's just gorgeous. So I was going to get that. I figured it'd be perfect for this weekend. But he had just kegged this morning. Or just put it on this morning. It hadn't been on. So he gave me a little sample. I said, you know what? I want to be different. You know, I know that cream ale is real good. I want to get a growler of this and just dissect the heck out of it over the course of the growler. So there you go. That's what I'm going to do today. Hibiscus, I guess. I mean, I'm not incredibly familiar with hibiscus. It is in a lot of beers these days, but I think that's the aromas that I'm getting here, along with that pleasant wheat and pilsner malts. Using my Show-Me glass, I figure this would be the perfect glass for this kind of beer. Yeah, it's not super tart, but it does kind of pucker you up at the end. But what I like about it is I like how the finish just kind of dries out, and it continues to dry as you know you take your drink. You enjoy it, you let it pass through your palate, and then as you're done, before you take the next drink, that it just continues to dry out on you. It's very interesting. It's like, you know, you ever have those IPAs where you take a big drink and I get it, and then the longer you wait and let that sit before you take the next drink, then you start to feel the residual hops. So it's kind of how I'm feeling with the dryness of this beer and the tartness. Is it starts out a little tart, but as you wait, it just continues to dry out and pucker on you. But you know what? I gotta tell you that I enjoy it. It has taken me a few years. It's taken me those three guys, and there's been others, but those three in particular, to help educate me on the style. So again, I mean, as a beer guy, I want to understand it. I don't get into a lot of the technical aspect of beer, although I understand some of it. I'm not as savvy as a lot of guys out there. I'm more about the emotional. I mean, how the beer makes you feel. You know, you get that good beer and it just makes you tingle all over. That's kind of more what I'm about than actual, you know, I'm more about kind of the intangibles than you know, the other stuff, the more technical end of it. But I gotta tell you, I'm enjoying the heck out of this. Andy at Show-Me is very modest. He will never talk about, you know, his strengths as a brewer, but the guy's freaking amazing. He's brewed some great stuff, and his dad John also does some brewing, and man, they've done some great beer out there. John did a Highway 63 IPA, which he then modified slightly to become the Dancing Bear IPA, but now he's looking at modifying even more to become something else. Like I said, they have that vanilla cream ale, which is just gorgeous, which I thought would be perfect for a day like today, to be honest with you. But then when I tasted this, I thought, you know what? Really, this would be perfect too. I mean, it is a hot weather beer. Again, I think he said it was 5.2%. I got to tell you, with those three guys sending me beer and talking to me about the style, I finally got to where I think I understand it, man. A couple weeks ago, I had a salted sour cherry ale from Bentonville Brewery. It's a Goza style. And I'm not, like I said, it's taken me a while to understand the Gozas, and I'm not even a fan of cherries, but I thought that beer was out of this world. It really was crazy, amazing good. And so I don't have to necessarily know or have to be an expert on a Goza. I don't necessarily have to love cherries to appreciate a beer done well. And I think that was the point I was trying to, you know, that's what I wanted to, where I wanted to get myself, where I could where I could get to where I would know if it was done right. And that beer is fantastic. Another one I've had this year was the Four Hands preserved lemon Goza. That beer was just freaking amazing. So it's taken me a few years, guys, but I finally understand what you were telling me, because I'm going out of my way to order a full growler that I'm probably going to end up drinking by myself over the course of the weekend of a Hibiscus Grizette. So if you were to tell me a couple years ago, I know I could see some point you're going to buy a whole growler of a Grizzette, and the first thing I would say was, what's a Grizzette? Anyways, hey, it's a great beer. If you guys ever get to Springfield, we you know, as far as big breweries, of course we've got Mother's, Springfield Brewing Company, Brew Pub, but they're doing a lot of beers now as well. White River is an incredible growing brewery. Piney River, a couple hours from here, but they distribute this way, and they're doing some great stuff. But Show-Me, I don't know if you called it a microbrewery, nano brewery maybe. You know, they're only brewing 10 gallons at a time. They've got a system where they can run 12 taps, and right now they've got 6 taps of very good commercial beer, which is why I like to go there, because they carry a lot of stuff that even a lot of the bars don't carry, because they're only carrying craft. They're not carrying the usual suspects, you know what I mean? And right now I think they've got, their goal is to eventually keep as many of their own stuff on tap as possible. I think right now they've got 4 of their own. They might have 6 now, but the goal is to eventually kind of push the commercial stuff out to where they have their own stuff. But these guys are doing some fantastic brews, man. Oh, a Rogan beer. I forgot about that one. Yeah, it's a beer you don't see too much. It seems like anytime somebody uses rye these days, it's in a rye IPA. But this is an actual, honest to goodness, darn true to the style Rogan beer. It is just beautiful. It's a nice malty beer with those hints of rye. It's great. That's why, you know, I encourage folks to go out there. Any of my beer friends within driving distance, to check this place out. It's a great home brew shop, but you can also sit down and have a beer, or have a beer and walk around the shop, or whatever you like, or just talk beer with Andy, who really knows his stuff, or his dad John, who's there a lot of the time. And John is just a great, personable guy. I just met him. I guess he's been familiar with my videos for a while, but I actually just met him a few months ago when the shop opened, and I feel like we've become pretty good friends. He's a little bit older, but we have a lot of shared experience. So, anyways, hey, Show-Me Brewing's doing some great stuff. I'm getting stuff going on this Labor Day weekend, the day before Labor Day. Right now, just some veg out here, but I got some other goodies to go on later. So there you go. Let me finish my beer here. Right, I want another big thanks to the Brew Guru, the Red Rooster, and Mark Pyle from Erie Better Beer Bureau for really helping For real, this is my first beer of the day, and I can't speak. For really helping me to understand the style of well, I understand sours, not just one style, but sours in general, from barrel aged, the Flemish sours, to, you know, beers like this. It's just amazing. So anyway, I'm Tony the Beer Whisperer, and we'll talk to you later.